Got my basic shape here. I want to make it a little bit bigger because I want to work much larger for my animal. So I'm going to wrap another piece around it, this going this direction, pull that off, and then wrap another piece going this direction and kind of folding in the edges as I go, holding it all into place, and then stabbing it some more. So here's the needle felted body of my little ducky, and here's my little ducky's head. And I've been checking them for proportions as I've been working. And I might even try to give him just a little bit more definition in the neck area and or make him a little bit longer. Now I know it was probably hard to tell in the time lapse, but sometimes what I'll do is I'll make like a little section like this and then go in the opposite direction with it and kind of fold that all up and then stick it on where I feel like I need more. And you just got to be really careful here that you don't stab yourself. So I'll usually start like right in the center to try to anchor that in place. Notice how I grab with like my fingernails and hold off to the side so I don't stab myself. It's not about how hard you do it. Like you don't have like go like you're killing it. So I'm just going to continue to add here. If you've got too much in one spot, needle felt it some more in. And if you don't have enough in one spot, put a little extra wool there and get it into its shape. Keeping in mind that this is the center of your piece, you are still going to put several layers of colored wool on top. So you want to kind of keep this a little bit smaller than you envision your final piece to be. And I don't know if you noticed when I was working on it how I was setting it down and poking like right here because I was trying to bend up the little tail on the little guy so he'll look more like a little kind of tiny ducky from when I was a little girl in Michigan. When we would go on vacation, we would always feed the baby duckies. We'd get the mommy ducky to trust us by feeding her while she was still pregnant. And then after she had the baby, she'd bring them back because she knew she'd get a good meal from us. And then we were able to feed breadcrumbs and crusts to the babies while we fed the mommy ducky corn. Anyhow, you can kind of see that I'm getting the shape that I want here. That I'm going to add on my head by just kind of holding it in place there and then coming in with the needle and stabbing that little extra piece onto it. It doesn't really matter as much if you have a lot of seams that kind of show up or little separations between where your wool has been needle felted in right now, but it will make a difference when you do your final piece. So you're going to want to be careful about how you lay your wool in and laying it in a nice directional way. If you really need to have like a defined line, like along a neck, or perhaps where you might see the shape of a leg, like an animal's leg, because they'll have the upper part of the leg, then that's when you just can kind of come in with your needle a lot. Now you notice if I go at an angle like this, I go a lot slower than if I'm going straight up and down. When I go straight up and down, I know I'm going to be careful about not stabbing it. Okay, so now let me look what I got here. I don't really like that. I feel like it needs to go up more. So probably what I'll do is I will hold it in place and maybe put a little bit of extra wool in here and then stab that till it gets to where I want it to be. Like I'll lay that extra piece of wool in there, kind of hold this up in place, and I'm going to go ahead and stab that and get it in place. And you can kind of see that I've already sort of bent his neck up and got him to sort of stay up a little bit better. Now, I recommend highly that you get front view, side view, back view, top view of whatever animal it is that you want to do, so that you have a reference to look at. Because like right now, I'm not positive, but that doesn't look right to me for the front of this ducky's head. I feel like maybe I need more on the front here, and I need to round that out more. I kind of like his back here, but I feel like that would be cuter if it was bigger, so or longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some images of ducks and work on getting the form of this guy to where I really like him, knowing full well that he will get bigger when I put the color onto him. All right, until next time.